what your country says about you. Algeria, your country is massive, but 90% of it is sand, and yet you still somehow manage to get traffic jams. Angola, you're sitting on enough oil wealth to make your country rich, yet your roads still have more potholes than actual pavement. Benin, you live in the birthplace of voodoo, and yet your biggest daily struggle is convincing people you don't use it on your ex. Botswana, your country is one of the most stable in Africa, which means no one talks about you unless they're discussing diamonds or safaris. Burkina Faso, your country means a land of honest people, but honesty won't stop you from getting stuck in yet another coup. Burundi, your country is tiny, but your problems are large, especially when it comes to making the world remember you exist. Cabo Verde, you live on stunning islands that no one can point to on a map, and you've accepted that your biggest export is people. Cameroon, your country has the best footballers, the best food, and the best corruption scandals. True versatility. Central African Republic, you live in the dead center of the continent, but somehow everything still feels off balance. Chad, your country is literally called Chad, but that's the only thing you've ever won. Comoros, you're an island paradise, but your biggest problem is that half your government meetings feel like a game of musical chairs. Democratic Republic of the Congo, your country is insanely rich in resources, yet somehow you always end up broke. Djibouti, your country is tiny, hot, and strategically important, which is why every foreign military loves you more than your own people do. Egypt, you have the pyramids, the Nile, and a 5,000-year-old civilization, yet everyone only asks you about belly dancing and mummies. Equatorial Guinea, your country has oil, yet somehow most people still don't have electricity. True modern magic. Eritrea, you could leave, but if you do, your government might pretend you never existed. Eswatini, Swaziland, your king has more wives than you have functioning hospitals, but at least your country sounds fancy now. Ethiopia, you are the only African country that was never colonized, and you will remind everyone about it forever. Gabon, your country is beautiful, oil-rich, and 90% rainforest, meaning the trees are living better than half your people. Gambia, you are literally just a river with a country attached, and yet somehow tourism keeps you afloat. Ghana, you are the first African country to gain independence, which means you get to act like Africa's wise old uncle at family gatherings. Guinea, you have so many resources, yet your main export is still disappointment. Guinea-Bissau, your government collapses more often than your country's internet connection. Ivory Coast, you make the world's chocolate, yet most of your people can't even afford a Snickers bar. Kenya, your country is known for long-distance runners and even longer election disputes. Lesotho, your country is inside another country, which means you're basically South Africa's unexpected guest that never left. Liberia, your country was founded by freed American slaves, but somehow democracy still feels like an optional feature. Libya, you had free healthcare, free education, and free petrol once, but now you just have free chaos. Madagascar, your island is massive, full of weird animals, and yet the only thing people know about it is a DreamWorks movie. Malawi, your people are the friendliest in Africa, which is great because your economy definitely isn't. Mali, your ancestors built one of the greatest empires in history, and now you're stuck explaining to foreigners that Timbuktu is real. Mauritania, your country is mostly desert, but don't worry, so is your government's ability to solve problems. Mauritius, your biggest problem in life is deciding which 5-star beach resort to visit next. Morocco, you somehow managed to be Arab, African, Mediterranean, and Berber, all while pretending to ignore Spain across the water. Mozambique, you have beautiful beaches, but good luck getting there without hitting a pothole the size of a crater. Namibia, your country is so empty that you could throw a massive party and no one would even hear it. Niger, you have a name that confuses every foreigner, and an economy that confuses even your own people. Nigeria, you have oil, music, movies, and 200 million people who all think they're the main character. Rwanda, you went from tragedy to economic success so fast that even your Wi-Fi speed can't keep up. Sao Tome and Principe, your entire country is a tropical paradise, but no one knows you exist, which is probably for the best. Senegal, you have the best jollof rice in the world, and you will fight anyone who says otherwise. Or Seychelles, your country is a honeymoon destination, which means half your population is tourists who will never visit again. Sierra Leone, your country has diamonds, but somehow you're still broke. Explain that math. Somalia, you have the best coastline in Africa, and yet the only waves people talk about are from pirates. South Africa, your country is a mix of first world luxury and third world problems, with enough drama to fuel an entire Netflix series. South Sudan, you fought for independence and got it, only to immediately start fighting yourselves. Sudan, your country is full of ancient pyramids, but all people ask you about is war and sanctions. Tanzania, you have Kilimanjaro, Zanzibar, and the Serengeti, but your real national treasure is your patience with tourists who mispronounce your country's name. Togo, you're basically Benin's smaller, quieter twin, but at least your football team is good. Tunisia, your country started the Arab Arab Spring, and now you're stuck watching democracy struggle to function in real time. Uganda, your country has incredible wildlife and even wilder politics, both equally unpredictable. Zambia, you have Victoria Falls, and yet your economy is still in free fall. Zimbabwe, your currency once had so many zeros that it looked like a cheat code, but hey, at least you're resilient.